production begins in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Community Foundation Spotlight. I'm Erica Joseph, president with the Community Foundation, and our guest is probably a familiar face to many of you. And if not, I hope this is a great first introduction. Welcome, Grace Murdoch, Queen of Kindness, Honorary Secretary of Kindness. We can find all kinds of wonderful, wonderful titles, but thank you for being with us.
I'm delighted to be here today, Erica. Thanks.
Now, I get to see your face all the time, affiliated with so many phenomenal efforts in our community because of our touch with so many nonprofits, and you have just sort of infiltrated in the best possible way through your efforts with what now I hear often called to Wicomico Grows Kindness.
Yes, yes.
So, for a little bit of background, let's talk about how this journey started and where this began for you.
If you told me in 2012 I would be sitting here discussing everything that has happened since then, I would have said, oh, it's not possible. But in 2012, there was a tragedy in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, where educators and children lost their lives. And my niece lives in Sandy Hook. And I immediately was on the phone and talking with her and trying to help her work through the tragedy and help myself, because as a former teacher, I felt that these students were mine, and I felt like I knew these teachers, and my heart was broken. And I just told Beth Ann, my niece, that we needed to find some way to help in time shift the focus from the tragedy to hope. And I was given the idea of making a bracelet. And it really started with my kindness bracelet, and it is a technique to count kind acts. You move beads to count kind acts every day, and then at night you move them back and reflect on your day, because as I've researched kindness over the years, we gain through kindness in 3 ways: giving it, receiving it, and simply witnessing it. But if we don't think about it intentionally, we miss it. It goes right by us. So this bracelet, I made a few, I sent them to Sandy Hook, and I said, just give them to whomever. I could have sent 1,000. I sent probably a dozen. And then I realized that it might be a marketable product. And when I started making more and I gained some retailers, I was making some money, and I thought, well, this is not going to be a huge amount of money. What can I do with it? So I decided to donate it. And I have had the best time with support from the community. And I have an Etsy shop, and I have 5 retailers now. I have funds to do things for kindness in our community, and it's just been a wonderful blessing.
And what a tremendous way to take something that was so traumatic, certainly for the people that experienced it, but across the country, and to find a way to feel proactive in doing something positive.
And I will tell you, the coincidence of that is we have Bob Vertruba coming with his 1 Million Acts of Kindness bus tonight, and with Bob, he brings Bogart with him, and he will be speaking at schools next week. It's his 3rd visit to Salisbury. He started his mission because of the Virginia Tech shooting. So from tragedy can come positive things, and I just feel very blessed to know Bob and to know that his mission is similar to mine.
Certainly a wonderful way to integrate, and I had mentioned that you partner and you become involved, and you just, bring that kindness message into so many things in the community. You mentioned that you've been using the resources that are generated from your bracelets to do good things in the community. And I know from seeing some of your social media posts and talking with local educators that one of those efforts are the buddy benches.
Yes, that was a wonderful idea that I came across on the internet. I had known about buddy benches. It started by a 2nd grader in Pennsylvania, and they have moved across the country where schools have taken on the project. But I was fortunate enough to pair with the Wicomico County Board of Education. The CTE students and even students from outlying schools also built them last year. As of September, every elementary and I think some intermediate schools will have a buddy bench. And the purpose of a buddy bench is that no child will play alone at recess. And if a child sits on the bench, all the school knows and the faculty knows that a child is to go over and say, would you like to play? Because it addresses isolation and being alone, so children can always have someone to play with.
And you mentioned with your bracelet the being intentional and
Yes.
giving thought and awareness to things. And the buddy bench, sort of on the opposite side of that, helps us to recognize that somebody may be feeling alone or isolated, and with everything going on a busy playground, as an example,
Right.
it's easy to miss that.
Right.
And so if that child feels that, it just helps us bring some of those things to the forefront and pay attention to them, because things are so hectic and busy, and just to have that pause and to see that opportunity for someone to reach out. So,
And that's exactly right. And that's why I feel like the buddy benches have created a full circle, even through Sandy Hook, because I think the people who are perhaps mentally challenged with emotional problems, they may have felt alone. They may have been not included by other children. And I want that to not be the case for our children in Wicomico. And also Somerset County is putting benches on their playgrounds as well.
now, from the buddy bench concept, which is something so simple, I mean, it literally is a bench
Yes.
Sitting on the playground. In a specific school, in a specific playground, to sort of these broader, more comprehensive community-wide events.
Right.
For the last couple of years, you have been doing the Dance for Kindness
Yes.
downtown.
Yes.
Now, those images, if people have not seen them before, are just amazing because it is just people.
That's right.
All walks of life, all ages,
Right.
kids and older people.
Yes.
And you just see such a beautiful face
Right.
of the community. What motivated you to start that?
I have met wonderful people on social media through my kindness work. And one of the people I met was Orly Waba, who is the founder of Life Fest Inside. And she created this Dance for Kindness. It will be her 7th year of it happening worldwide. It always happens the Sunday before World Kindness Day, which is always November 13th. So this year it will be November 11th. And Orly has put a new wrinkle in it this year. Many cities have to pay for their dancers to dance. You register online, you learn this flash mob, it's videoed, we are on a worldwide montage. And really 2 years ago, that's what put Salisbury on the kindness map all over the world, was this Dance for Kindness by Life Fest Inside. And Orly, this year, what money is being raised, because I raise the money through Wicomico Grows Kindness for our dancers to dance free, because many cities pay $5 or $10 per dancer. I wanted Salisbury to be able to dance free because I want it to be inclusive. I want everybody to come and enjoy it, all ages, as you said. And Orly has determined that she will return 10% of any monies that I send her for registrants. It will return to our community. And I just think that is an awesome honorary thing for her to do for the cities that are putting this on. 120 cities, 50 countries.
Wow.
It's big, and it is awesome to see them all gathered just for kindness, Erica. It is just a beautiful, as you said, beautiful face. I have singers who are coming. It's Veterans Day. We'll honor the veterans. Paul Butler is our MC, and it's just a wonderful event, and everybody smiles during this event.
Now, my concern is always that someone will see this after the event's taken place. And so
Yes.
a lot of what you're talking about is an ongoing effort. So
Yes.
you're doing things on an annual basis, and you're plugging in to community efforts like the Folk Festival, like other things that are happening, whether it's now or 6 months from now. What is the best way for someone to learn more about your efforts and maybe plug into what you're doing and support in some way?
Sure. I'm all over social media. I'm an overposter and proud of it. I live in a kindness bubble. You get on this helper's high when you deal with kindness, and it just is a process that you can't seem to get enough once you start, and it helps us. It helps us live longer, which I'm delighted to be able to do that. It makes you healthier and keeps you happier when you do kindness. If they want to plug into me, they can reach out to me on Facebook. I have my I have Wicomico Grows Kindness page. I have cards all over. Yes, I'm in the media quite a bit, but that is because I feel that if people see regular people like me, I'm not special. I'm just doing something that I was given a blessed journey to do. And reach out to me and I'll help you plug into places that'll help you experience how you can give kindness. I mean, it's as simple as taking a dozen donuts to the police station, high-fiving anybody who's working in the community. This National Folk Festival, we have seen everybody in our community come together. It has been an effort that is just so inspiring and so rewarding to see happening. And just reach out, and there are places there. Get connected. What is that website?
With United Way.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
get connected and volunteer. And I'm telling you, once you get on that path and once you think about kindness, it will come to you. You will notice it over and over and over. And when people put on Facebook, what's wrong with people? When they put a negative something on Facebook, I like to think what's right with people. And I put a lot of things on. Everything that I put on Wicomico Grows Kindness, some of it has been lifted from Facebook, and I promote it to show that it's happening, that it's occurring. And if you tag me or tell me about it, I'll put it on Wicomico Grows Kindness page.
Well, you know, it's so funny because you talk about, you know, the simple things that people can do in their everyday life, and your bracelets.
Yes.
And, you know, so yes, the movement here in Wicomico County through your leadership has grown, but it really fundamentally can be as simple as doing small things in your day-to-day life. And it's funny because you notice from my own experience, one of the things that I've tried to start doing is waving. So if I'm waiting for the trash guy, or if I'm waiting for a tractor to pull by.
That's excellent.
And my son always gets a kick out because he goes, "Do we know them?" And I say, "No," but at this point it's become a habit.
Sure.
And so you just start doing it as part, and when somebody does it back to you, you just sort of get that, you know, feel good inside from
That's right.
something that is this so simple,
Right.
you know, and to have that bracelet as an example
It's a reminder.
to help you think is really empowering, Grace.
I call it a little kinder reminder because you don't always move the beads, but it does remind you to be kind. And I want to extend this to what our city has done recently through the county council. The city council signed a declaration of kindness with Michael Lloyd White, who is returning to our city tonight for the Folk Festival. And we just put up the banner on the parking garage. It's beautifully painted. The parking garage beautifully painted on the front and the side. Well, there's a banner on the other side that says Salisbury, World Kindness USA City, the first in our nation. And they won't meet until 2019 to get the official word, but we are almost there. So the banner is up. I hope everybody looks up and enjoys it and is proud, because it's our people who make Salisbury and Wicomico County great. It's not one person.
And you mentioned, and so thank you for being the face, because that is, you know, but it is important to have somebody to
Yes.
keep that in the forefront.
Yes.
And so taking the time to do that. And so all of this stemmed from what was a terrible tragedy.
Yes.
And a small gesture. And so highlighting the evolution and the development within the community of this to becoming, you know, a World Kindness City certainly has to be heartwarming for you. What do you see as the future of this effort? I mean, so much has happened in just a very short time.
Right. I've been overwhelmed, joyfully overwhelmed by all the support in the community and friends, family. I have met some of the greatest people. I see this going forward as just the grassroots as it started out, and supporting the schools. Because I was a 38-year educator, that's very important to me that I stay connected with the schools. Kindness books went with every buddy bench, so the teacher had resources. I still see that same thing happening. I've brought speakers to the schools. I will support those speakers. If schools are having a kindness event, I will go, I'll speak. I've made pony bead kindness bracelets with students. That's a wonderful part too. This is all very doable for everybody to replicate and to do the kind acts and to continue the kind work that has been started. And as I've said, the schools, I thought last year was going to be the year of kindness for our schools. I think it's this year, Erica, because schools have put kindness all over their walls. Middle just had a community gathering where people greeted their students. This will be the year of kindness for Wicomico County Schools. I feel certain of it. So let's keep it local. Let's make it grow, and then let's show it to the world, and that's what I think we can do. We can be role models as a USA city, kindness city, but be role models in what we do every day. And it can be from the very small to your waving to the very large where donations are made. I'll put a little plug in. Wicomico Grows Kindness is always looking for donations, because then I can continue the work and extend it to everybody. We had a kindness speech winner, Savannah Brooks, won the first national kindness speech, and she received $2,500 to do kindness in the community. That's how this works.
It's
it
wonderful.
just grows and spreads, and that's the ripple effect of kindness, and it's so wonderful.
And we've seen at the Community Foundation an increase in grants being written from local schools and other organizations that are integrating that message.
Wonderful.
And so thank you for helping to spur that, because it certainly, everything at the foundation really stems from that place of kindness.
It does.
Because of that generosity. But to see it actually now be manifested in proposals that are using that as a central focus, and we know that certainly the world can always use a little more kindness.
Absolutely.
So thank you for helping to be the motivator for that.
My pleasure.
So hopefully people will find you on social media.
Sure.
If nothing else, hopefully that when they see this, whenever it may be, that they will remember something kind that happened to them, do something kind at their very next opportunity, and just sort of start to spread that mission throughout the community. So,
I have great hopes for all of that, yes.
well, thank you again for being with me.
Thank you.
You've been watching Community Foundation Spotlight. Thank you to Grace Murdoch and the Wicomico Grows Kindness Initiative. We look forward to seeing you at our next opportunity.